I'm Coach Vivian, and today I'll be going over swing basics with you all. So first things first, one of the things I want you guys to focus on is your feet. So you'll notice my feet, whenever I'm going to end my approach with the last two steps, is always pointed towards the setter, okay? You want to make sure it's pointed toward the setter. That way you can see where the set is coming from. You're open to the set and you're able to kind of see where the ball is so you can get a better contact on the ball. Make sure when you're doing your last two steps, a lot of the times, a lot of kids will do 1, 2, and it will be pointed towards the net. It makes it a lot harder to kind of see where the ball is coming from. So try your best to really point your feet towards the setter. So when we're hitting, the next step would be, after I have my last two steps facing towards the setter, I want to make sure my chest is nice and high. Another thing is I want both of my arms to be nice and high above the top of my ear, okay? When we're about to hit the ball, we want to kind of make this motion with our arms. It's kind of like you're shooting a bow and arrow right here. But instead of our elbows being low, we're going to push them nice and high. I'm finding the ball with my left hand, basically. That way, as soon as I find it with my left hand, I can kind of release and then finish off with my right arm towards the court. Make sure after you do swing, we don't want to just kind of be stuck towards facing the setter, or else our hit's just not going to go over the net. You want to make sure after your contact, everything, my whole body, my arm is going to be facing towards the other side of the net for a good swing. Contact. Contacting the ball, what I like to do is I kind of like to hold it up above with my left arm like this, just to visualize how exactly it should feel like when I'm contacting the ball correctly. I like to take a step and then make sure when you're reaching for the ball, your hand should be stretched out all the way and it should be a high contact from the ball. A lot of players just like to hold it here, and every single time you're going to bounce it just because it's so easy, but realistically you're not really going to swing like this in the game. So you want to make sure it's nice and high, contact high, okay? We can just try this. You can just do like individual reps for like 10, just to visualize it, just so you can get comfortable with how the ball feels when you're supposed to be hitting the ball. Another trick I like to use is, see the ball right here. When you're hitting the ball, you want to try to get as much of your hand on the ball, okay? So that way, the more of your hand is on the ball, the more control you have over where you want to place the ball on the other side of the court. So make sure, a little trick I like to use is, I kind of like to line up my middle finger right in the middle of the ball, so that way I know my hand is evenly distributed towards the ball, okay? This is another drill you could just do by yourself at home, or reps if you have any friends that would like to tag along with you. You can just find any type of wall, obviously a wall that you can hit on, because this is going to be like a hitting drill. Or if you go to any park, usually they have like a concrete wall that you can just use just to hit up on if you just have a volleyball at home as well, okay? So what you're gonna do is, you're gonna focus, this is just to mainly focus on getting a good snap on the ball and getting your arms up high every single time to get a good solid contact on the ball, okay? So the main objective is, I'm gonna toss high. When I hit the ball, I wanna hit it down at the floor first, and it's gonna bounce towards the ball. The ball's gonna bounce back to me, and I'm just gonna repetitively keep hitting at the ball, okay? So if I finish high, obviously move around, find the ball. Every single time. And then obviously, for your first couple of tries, try to do 2, then get to 3, then get to 5. Once you get more comfortable, just try to count it and see how long you can last. Personally, when I coach, some things that I look specifically for when I'm coaching the girls is, I really need to make sure that their feet is always facing towards the setter, because like I said before, whenever they're facing towards the net, they're not giving themselves the proper space to really open nice and big to get like whatever set's coming at them, okay? Another thing would be, I really want to make sure their elbow is high. Most of the times their arms are up, but then you'll notice they're either dragging the shoulder down or they're hitting the ball underneath like this. Usually you don't want their elbows to be down, because then if I'm jumping and my elbows are underneath the net, more than likely the ball's just going to go straight into the net. So I want to give them the best chance. So by telling them keep their elbows nice and high, that way when I'm jumping, I'm above the net and I have a high reach to at least get me a corner or a roll shot it into the donut. Okay, thanks guys for joining me. I'm Coach Vivian from UC Elite. Thanks for watching.